Today we're talking about how you can build up an Instagram following before you go live on Kickstarter, so that way you can launch with a bang. You can have a river of traffic coming at your campaign. So we'll be talking about how to build up your following, but also how to use Instagram properly for an upcoming Kickstarter or Indiegogo launch. Okay, so my name is Salvador Briggman. Welcome back to the Crowdfunding Demystified YouTube channel. On this channel, we talk all about crowdfunding and different ways in which you can drive traffic and get funding to your Kickstarter, your Indiegogo campaign, or other types of crowdfunding campaigns. We cover a lot on this channel, but today I want to focus exclusively on Instagram. And specifically, if you've never done Instagram before, I think this will be a really helpful tutorial for you. Just kind of getting started and pointing out the ways in which you can incorporate this into your fundraising. So first of all, I'm going to just start with my Instagram page. Personally, I was never a massive user of Instagram, but for business, I'm seeing more and more people discovering me using Instagram. So the first thing is that Instagram gives you this really great bio section where you can include a link in your bio. Now, this might seem pretty basic, but this link is kind of like the main thing that you're trying to drive people to. And all too often, we're driving people to the wrong source. I'm going to talk about how to use that link in just a second. They also allow you to have emojis and these really cool things in your text bio, and also some keywords. So if you want to be discovered for certain things, like for me, crowdfunding, when you would include your keywords in the actual name of your Instagram account. Or when people search, my name, Salvador Briggman, it's going to bring up my Instagram account. So I use it that way. When I'm looking through my Instagram feed, I'm trying to do a few different things. So number one, I'm trying to vary my different posts. So I have some videos here. This one got 44 views. I posted this recently, some top crowdfunding platforms. I got 59 likes. You got 35 likes. This is more of a screenshot from Twitter. What I'm using this for is basically, number one, relationship building. Of course, with everything I do is relationship building, but also education in my particular instance. We'll look at some product focus feeds. I just kind of want to show you a little bit of mine first. So I'm using all of these different basically graphics and also videos and these kinds of things to engage people and teach them and also get them interested in some ways in which they can incorporate crowdfunding. I also will post these, which are Instagram videos. So when I click this, and this loads in just a second, what this is an IGTV video where I'm basically talking here and talking in length about Kickstarter board games and tabletops. This is a longer video. This is an 11-minute long video here versus these ones are short, minute long, videos here where you can see me just talking. You can see that little red thing just to show you the progression here. So this is more of like a micro video, and the IGTV is a longer one. You can also see some of the other IGTVs that I posted, and you can upload the IGTVs from your browser here. So first of all, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to do these different things, but I also want to just quickly show you some of the other potential profiles that are out there. So again, for me, I'm using IGTV a lot now. I'm also posting videos and I'm posting photos, and the main here is education, engagement, inspiration, and relationship building. If we take another example, also the sponsor of today's YouTube video, The Gadget Flow. So these guys have over nearly 300,000 Instagram followers. They have a really good, I think, theme here when it comes to the way that they're using their various stories here. So if you're regularly posting stories, you can include these kinds of buttons when it comes to your Instagram profile. So if you were to look at this, it'll show a little bit of their team and who's basically there. This is a story highlight, right? So you can look through this for someone who's just now coming to the project page. They can get a little bit of information about this particular company. The other thing that they're doing is they're posting lots of high resolution, high quality videos. Now, obviously, video is incredibly engaging nowadays. So video is going to be a really great way to get people interested in a product. And that is the name of the game when it comes to getting people to take action online. So they're posting lots of great videos. And they're also, in the same way that I am, they're using hashtags and they're tagging people and these types of things. Those go through the best practices of Instagram. And they're also using IGTV, where you can go there and you can see some longer form videos as it relates to different cool products and gear and technology that they are highlighting in their marketplace. Let's take another example, Lomography. So Lomography, I've had them on my podcast, the Crowdfunding Demystified podcast, a couple of times now. They have more than 200,000 followers, and they basically will create really cool and neat looking photography and camera gear, things that you can use, different lenses here. So you can actually see a sample of some of the stuff they do. So you can see art lenses, scanning, promos. This is kind of like the bite-sized version of the stuff that they offer on their account. I haven't set that up yet for my own account, but I might do that in the future here. So what they're doing here is giving you, the customer, an idea of what you can use their products for. So just looking through this page, I'm seeing some really interesting artwork. Like this looks pretty dope right here on the right. This is a really interesting photo here, just like in the life kind of photo. This is really more artsy, artistic looking, really interesting stuff. So what this is doing is kind of giving me an idea of how I could use their product to take very interesting photos. And it almost makes me want to take photos. Like I see people doing artsy stuff like this. I'm like, wow, I want to do that. Like I want to take a photo just like this. And it gets you excited and it changes your state of mind. You start thinking about all of the amazing things that you could be doing with your free time as a hobby, taking really interesting snapshots. And this is exactly the frame of mind that would lead to some kind of thing like a buying decision where I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. Now I'm going to go check out what Lomography has in store. So maybe I'll look through their magazines. Maybe I'll look through some of the products that they have out there. I'm going to be much more in a primed position to invest, right, in something like this, the Lomo Instant Camera. Versus had I not seen any cool photos, I wouldn't have an idea of what I could do with the product. When you're doing your upcoming Kickstarter campaign, not only can you educate, build relationship, that kind of stuff, you can also give people an idea of like, who is it that's using this product? How can they use it? Showcase that, show it to them, the kinds of things that they can make with this camera, or just give a snapshot of the people that are loving this and that are using it in what areas in their life. And that gives a sense of inspiration, and it's what's called really crafting the customer story. Now, the customer story, like that's obviously goes a little bit beyond this particular video, but it's really just allowing the customer to almost insert themselves into the position of this and be like, I want to be there. Like I want to be that person who's under these really cool trees, cherry blossoms, and like taking a really neat photo of someone else. Or I want to be there, taking a photo of my friend who's about to go surfing and I'm about to go surfing with him. Or I want to be this person here who's taking a photo of themselves in kind of more of an introspective way. This is what Lomography, the entire page is designed to do, is to get you into a buying mindset and to get you excited about photography. So you can use Instagram for that. Final one I want to give you an example is more of a board gaming example. These guys don't necessarily have that many followers, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. They also have done some really cool things here when it comes to their stories. They only have like 400, a little bit more than 400 followers, but they're showcasing a lot of the games that they're creating. And it kind of gives you this feeling like you're almost there with them, like you're sitting down and looking at this game. It's a really exciting thing because of that. So I also want to give you an example of just like a smaller account, but how they're doing a really good job when it comes to their Instagram. So they're doing things like posting photos here, really engaging photos when it comes to board games and card games. You almost feel like you're there right along. It looks like a really well-designed product. So this kind of gets me into the gaming mindset. Like it makes me want to play a board game. Look at that artwork. That is beautiful, man. That is so freaking cool. I'm not even sure what animal that is, but that looks really neat. It just makes you want to play this game and like be a part of it. It gets me excited like for the weekend to be able to play that with some of my friends or something. I just kind of like wonder like, what is that game? Like what even is this triangle thing? So they're doing the exact same thing as Lomography, where they're basically getting you smiling, they're getting you interested, they're getting you excited about playing games. And when you're more in the mindset of playing games, you're going to be a lot more likely to want to buy a game, or to say, you know what, this weekend it's supposed to be rainy. Why don't we just go, and buy one of these things and play it? They're using a link tree here, so you can see a lot of the different links here, which is a little bit different than Lomography, but we're going to be talking about that in just a second. So this just gives you a sample of how you can use Instagram to showcase whatever it is you're trying to do and how you're trying to connect with customers. Now I want to get into a little bit of the nitty gritty of how to make cool Instagram stuff, and also some of the best practices. Okay, let's talk about the best practices first, because it's kind of the easiest to knock out here. For me and for a lot of other Instagrammers out there, our main go-to is to target people and to get them to click this link here in the bio. So for me, that just joins my weekly crowdfunding newsletter, where I send out tips and advice weekly to help people when it comes to running their crowdfunding campaign. So I send out educational content for free, basically, with that link. And also every once in a while, I have a promo going on or something like that. Or I'll say, hey guys, like I'm looking to launch this new product. I just put out this new book on nonprofit crowdfunding or something. Are you interested in that? I'll also share some stuff there. So this is for me how I use that, pushing people to the link in the bio. The other thing they can do, obviously, is comment. So they can ask questions like, man, I like Kickstarter, but then taking 10%. Good list. I use Kickstarter, but I didn't know of the other one. So I have other people here that are commenting on these photos. They can also direct message me. So in the direct messages, people usually say and ask me things like, hey, Sal, how can you help with this? What are your thoughts on my project? Can you give me a little bit of feedback, etc.? So it's also a way to interact with the direct messaging. Usually my call to action is either to click the link in the bio or to direct message me, which is a little bit more hands holding, but you can actually access your direct messages here from within the actual web browser. So you don't have to be on the phone. I hate being on the phone, honestly. I rather prefer to do things via my laptop. So you can use the external browser of Instagram, and you can actually go and view your direct messages. The other way you can do it is how All You Can Board did this, where they have a link tree. So Linktree is a really simple service where when you click it, it will give you a variety of different links. So you could check out the YouTube channel, you could check out the website, you can click out the Charterstone review, the Crew, Tiny Towns review, lots of different stuff. So if you feel like you want to be able to give access to a lot of different places people can go based on their interests, you could definitely create a link tree. I might do that in the future if I'm looking to, add some other stuff here when it comes to my page. Right now, I'm just trying to push people to my email list or to direct message me, but that is something you could do. And then, of course, if they click that, they can see your website, they can see some of the stuff that you got going on, some of the content, and from there, they could either buy a product or they could join your email list or could they do something else, interact with you in some way. The other way that you can use this is kind of what Lomography is doing, which is customizing an Instagram URL. Now, Instagram will give you some analytics when it comes to your business account regarding how many people are following you, how many people are clicking the links in your bio, that kind of stuff. However, if you want to have your own, you could also have /Instagram and take them to a very particular portion of the website. This could be an Instagram specific landing page where you're then going to grab their email address, or you're going to do something like, give them an exclusive discount of some kind. When it comes to a Kickstarter campaign, I would 100% recommend using Instagram as a way to funnel people into an email list. And here's why. I've had people on my show before who have built up an email list and Instagram following of more than 50,000 people, and then they launched a campaign and it's like crickets. Well, so they might be getting video views, they might be doing those things, but when it comes down to it, they're actually not getting pledges and backers. And they're like, why, Sal, is my Instagram not converting? The reason is you got to get them onto a buying mechanism, which is an email list, which is some other way in which you have their contact information. So if you're using Instagram to build up for a Kickstarter campaign, make sure you get those people on an email list. Don't just have a lot of followers. Make sure you also you capture their contact information, and then you can also send them segmented messages. So that is how I would recommend using this Instagram bio. Or with the DM, ask people for their email. I do this all the time. I just ask for their email and I say, hey, I'd love to, let's continue this conversation. What's your email, right? And then I'll just add that to my email autoresponder, or I'll add it to my, where I'm going to message them directly with an offer or something like that. So make sure you get their email address or some way in which to contact them. I wanted to very quickly also share with you that you can, if you have a business account with Instagram, you can actually see in the Creator Studio, not a lot of people actually know about this, in the Creator Studio, you can see some of the insights regarding your videos and those kinds of things that you're posting on Instagram. I don't like using my app, like I said. I really prefer like a desktop interface. It's a lot easier for me, and I can also like make notes a lot easier. So if you're interested, go to the Creator Studio and you can see the library of all of your different posts on Instagram. You have to, again, have a business account here. So I'm scrolling down here, you can see more in depth, like what are some of the things when it comes to likes and comments, and when did you post these? What about your stories? What about your IGTV? So looking here, like my IGTV, you can see the likes, the comments, stories, photos, all that kind of stuff. This is very useful for you as a marketer, and you can also see it on your Facebook page, obviously, as well as if you want to, you can create a post, you can create an IGTV here as well. You can see some of the insights, some of the actions that are taken on your account, some of the stuff when it comes to how your account is growing, all that kind of stuff you can see here. You can see your audience, lots of really great stuff. So this I think is incredibly valuable, right? When people are on Instagram, the countries, the cities, etc., monetization. I'm not going to go over all of this, but I just want you to know that this is available for you. I think I'm going to be launching a course on Facebook ads in a little bit. So make sure to get on my weekly crowdfunding tips newsletter if you want to find out about that. But there's a lot of great stuff that people just don't even know about when it comes to Facebook ads, Instagram, etc., that could really supercharge your efforts with social media leading up to your Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign. I think this is very valuable information where you can learn a little bit about the users and like how people are interacting with your content, right? So you can look at the post performance, the number of people who weren't following you that saw this particular post, the impressions, how many people from your profile, from hashtags, from other, and you can literally go through all of your different posts and you can see that, which I think is super valuable information. How many actions are taken from those posts? 18% weren't following me with this particular one. This is really good nuggets of gold that you can apply and you can really inform your marketing efforts. Okay, so I wanted to kind of finish off this video by just giving you very actionable and bite-sized ways in which you can start your journey on Instagram. So obviously you can post photos and you can post story updates. You can do Instagram Live, right? You can do an IGTV. You can do that kind of stuff. But one of the tools that makes this very easy, and I also mentioned another one of the tools that makes this very easy is called Canva. If you've never used Canva before, this should be like an invaluable tool when it comes to doing Instagram or when it comes to designing a lot of other different things. So the cool thing about Canva is that they have a lot of different templates here. So you have Instagram story templates, they have Instagram post templates, and also typically for like celebrations like 4th of July or Father's Day, there are also some different Instagram post templates readily available. I'm just going to click here. So immediately when you come here, they have some common stuff that's happening like 4th of July, etc. So you can just click any of these if you want, and I'll show you how to customize this very quickly using Canva. I'll also include a link to Canva down below in the description of this video. I believe there's a free version. I'm right now on the paid version, but there is also a free version out there. So what can you do with Canva? Well, first of all, it's very easy to create online graphics just like this. You can also browse through some of the other ones here. So if you have a sale, right, something like that, you have more sports related, you can very easily customize this. If you want to do like a summer post, if you want to do something related to weddings or autumn, there are a lot of ones here with travel. There's a lot of ways in which you can customize these different templates on Canva, which is one of the reasons why I like it so much, right? But it's also one of these things where it's very easy to also add to particular templates. So let's take an example here. We'll come down here. We'll go do in one here. So let's just say that we're raising money for like a software app or something like that, or something that's more like meditation related or something there. We can take what is given to us with Canva, and if we wanted to, we could animate this, which is kind of cool. This is more of a premium feature. There are also premium videos you can have. You can also then go through these elements, right? So some of these elements, let's just say if we wanted to do meditation, we have like a meditation app or something we're trying to get attention for or raise money. There are all these different tiny little guys that we can include here on this. And because I have Canva Premium, it will show up. And if you didn't, you just have to pay for the graphic. I think it's like $1 maybe or something like that per graphic, or you could have other cool ones here. But you get access to all of these royalty-free graphics very easily when you get Canva. I kind of like this one a little bit more, right? And so we could say something, customize this text if we wanted to very easily. So you could change this to be like about to launch something, right? You can also change up the background here very easily. We can change the effects filter, crop filter, all that kind of stuff. If I wanted to upload an image, let's say my own image, and we want to do something here. Let's just say we want to put me for some reason in this photo, right? which makes absolutely no sense. But let's just say we want to add me here, and I'm like talking here, like already about to launch. We could obviously have me right there and input that. So it's very easy. You can also customize different backgrounds. So if you didn't like this ocean here in the background, we could easily delete that. And let's just say we want to have like more of this landscape looking thing. Wow, that looks really cool. If we had like a real estate kind of thing, let's change the color here. We're all doing this in a matter of seconds, real time. Now, if it's like say like a real estate app, and something more also spiritually related, I don't know, then we can very quickly do that. And we can look through all these different landscapes that they have available for free, the patterns, the gradients. If we want something more abstract looking, very simple to do that. The reason why I mentioned this tool is that it will save you so much time and headaches trying to design something like this yourself. So why not just use Canva and make a bunch of these, download them all, and then when you're ready, you can upload them onto your Instagram account, or you can use another tool which is called Buffer. Buffer.com. There's also, some other ones like Hootsuite. Buffer, I have an account with these guys where they will post, if you want to, to your Instagram automatically. So you could pre-schedule posts, and you could basically add these posts to your queue, and they will go out automatically on your Instagram account. So you could spend, let's just say, maybe 2 hours or an hour putting together a bunch of these Instagrams, download them all, upload them to Buffer. You don't have to worry about it, and they're going to go out over the next couple of weeks on your Instagram profile automatically. How cool is that? How much time does that save you? I think that's like a complete no-brainer. If you found this video to be helpful, first of all, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, come subscribe to my Instagram account, which I will include as a link in the description of this video. I got a lot of other great content out there. If you want an individual coaching call with me, go down in the link below and you can schedule a one-on-one intensive hour-long coaching call with Sal, where you can go completely over your project and really talk about the nitty-gritty as it applies to you, your industry, your niche. And if you want help with any of this kind of stuff, just reach out to me. Either that's a service that I can provide, or I can connect you with other people who might be able to help you with your project. So I really use those coaching calls to establish a relationship, but also to make sure that it's completely helpful for you, that you get all the resources you need. Everyone in the industry is going to be almost like a seamless launch process for you. And finally, go and check out some of the sponsors of this video because they really are amazing when it comes to crowdfunding. Thank you so much for listening to this video. My name is Sal, and I will see you next time.